Shutterstock Music.
Right, part 6, and we're going to focus on this one heavily because this is all about being careful. So we're going to be careful. Now, as we are going to be careful, we're also going to do it in 7 minutes, right? So after we've done the 7 minutes, we're going to hopefully realize why this is one of the most important. And before we get into it, we've also got a car example as well. But is this important to look at? Well, goodness me, most of the family and everyone wants to be pretty careful or safe and secure about lots of things. And that's the position where if you are, you can start taking more control of it. And if you don't have the control of it, you might not make decisions. And even if you did make decisions, you might make poor decisions. So what we're going to do, we're going to go even in the car example. Years ago, wearing a seatbelt wasn't required. It wasn't a law, but now it is a law. And there's a famous quote which is all about the caution is a parent of safety. So we're going to take this further. So we're just going to focus on this in the important things because I'm going to use the big board and I'm not going to use anything other than a quick red pen. You also have to just use your bit and think it through. You don't have to do much just yet. You're just trying to get this message across. Because what we're going to do first of all is we're just going to remind the position. And there's a lot on the board, so it's something to just follow as we go through. And they're saying, okay, we started with the number 1, which was the important plan, the very important plan that we structured first of all, and we got to a certain position, like with me at age 43, and I wanted things to go further, but we merged in things with the emotion, and when an event happens, at that point the emotion starts to come down and crowd in a bit. But also we got the family and friends slice put in because they're there to also feel that emotion. And if it is an event that occurs, we just put some examples in, which is an illness or a death or the relationship collapses between partners, or we lose a job. How does it affect the big plan A that we've got in the very important plan? Now, we're just going to focus on 2 of the most important ones because even when it's to do with illness or death, this is where the cloud can come down and we can start feeling a bit worried about thinking about it. But it's so much better that we think about it now, that even if you're ill at the time in the future, you can't make the right decisions because the illness has kicked in, and neither can the other side. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to summarize what we're doing, and we're going to look quickly at the pillar because you know what's going to come of this. And it's all about, do check the info that you have to help if something like this kicks in, but it's also do not do later. And the pillar is mainly about a warning. And it's a warning because this is such an important thing, and even if you haven't done this and you don't focus on it, it could be that your whole plan collapses, and when you might think you've done it, I wish I'd done it sooner, it's too late to do it. So what we need to focus on is why you're not focusing on it the right way, or are you going to choose to focus on it? Because it's not just you, it's the slices. And even in the family, what will they think about it? Well, the dark cloud will come down and they can't think properly. But even you might not be able to think properly if it's the illness position. And even if it's a death position, you're not there. It's going to be even heavier for them to think about things. But it's not just that. It's also about the emotional side. And the emotional side is getting heavier and heavier, especially if you got ill, especially if you died for them. But the same procedure, we just need to make sure how it works. Now, even if you'd got something wrong, have you ever made a mistake, have you ever got something incorrect, but don't do it now. Make sure we get the best results, because even if you look down and you see the family and they say, Daddy, would you look after me in the right way? Would you do this now? Would you agree or would you refuse them? But even that is important, because how would they feel generally going forward? And what we need to do now is know how you feel about all this, because we're in number 6, we've done it, but also we need to take a checklist, and we need to quickly put a factor on there, which is number 5, on what or how confident are you if the illness or this position happened that plan A could survive. Plan A will survive. Plan A will survive. Now, we're going to give that back to him, but at the same time, we just want to check something here, and how do you feel about it? Because I'm going to give a tick to finish, but at the same time, we need to score number 6 as red, amber, green. And red, amber, green is all about how confident you, if even if all this happened, you'd still have plan A together. But you may be thinking something like this, or you may be thinking something like this. Either way, it's a position where we need to have a plan B to make it work. And even if you're connected and you don't spend time on it and you're disconnecting, everything could just end.
Shutterstock Music.